欢迎留学北京。你想了解中国5000年古老的文明吗？你想了解现代的中国吗？那么我欢迎你来北京学习。北京有着丰厚的高等教育资源，现有83所高校，72万8千在校的大学生，他们将成为你留学的伙伴，你们也会成为朋友。同时呢，我们这里还有来自100多个国家的近6万名外国留学生，他们也将成为你同学。
我叫托马索，是意大利的留学生。
我叫安娜，我从俄罗斯来北京。
我叫孔代，来自几内亚的。
我是王秀娟，我来自马来西亚。
我叫陆岩，来自非洲贝宁。
我叫刘青书，我是从韩国来的留学生。
我叫米歇尔，是从德国来的。
我叫呼兰，我是来自蒙古。
我叫米德拉，是从刚果进来的。
我叫陶兹瑞，我是来自孟加拉国。
我叫派克，我是美国人。
我是阮春日，来自越南的留学生。
我是金江，来自澳大利亚。那么这次来中国主要是为了提高我的汉语水平。
我对汉语很感兴趣，所以我决定我一定要去北京学习汉语。
Beijing is no doubt the most important city in China, and it is not only the official political capital of the country, but also China's cultural and historical capital. For those who need to learn Chinese for work, study, interest, and fun, it's the only Mandarin city in China. Beijing provides an ideal location for a vibrant study abroad experience because the city itself is bursting with energy. As the predicted center of the 21st century's largest economy, Beijing is prepared to take on the world as the city pursues its rapid modernization. At the same time, Beijing remains heavily tied to its past. The mythic resonances of some of the city's most historic landmarks continue to enchant tourists, students, and residents alike. Whether you come to the city for the ancient or the modern, the language or the culture, the frenzied activity or the quiet peace, you will find Beijing will surprisingly impress you deeply. Be prepared for an unforgettable and enlightening Beijing experience.
我去过很多地方，但是北京是最好的。
古老的文化和现代文化合在一起的一个大城市，
一个非常发达的城市。
As the host city of 2008 Olympic Games, the capital of China and home to more than 14 million people, Beijing has more to see than you could get through in a lifetime. The city is the educational center of China with many of the best universities in the country. Thus, Beijing is where the majority of foreign students choose to live and study.
我非常喜欢在清华大学学习，清华的老师都非常的出色，校园非常的美丽。
北京大学是中国最有名的学校，它历史悠久，而且我希望在最好的学校学到最多的东西。
Beijing has higher education institutions to suit all interests. Beijing's many universities, each with their own specialization, are of such high standards that students from across the country queue to get in. Many of these universities are in the Haidian district, to the northwest of the city, where a huge student population means that social activities are many and the nightlife colorful.
我挺喜欢北京，因为是中国的首都，然后文化比较丰富的地方，有很多名胜古迹，有娱乐活动，有历史价值的地方，所以很值得来北京。
Step into the Forbidden City for a taste of life in the court of the emperor, or take a walk through the emperor's personal gardens of Beihai or the Summer Palace. Less obvious than these impressive pieces of ancient urban design are the homes of famous writers and painters, famous restaurants and trading areas that make up the fabric of the past. Beijing's 20th century history can best be told by Beijingers themselves. So put on your best local accent and head for the streets to listen to some of the best storytellers in the country. Beijing has been the capital of many dynasties throughout its history, including the Jin, Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties. With only a few interruptions, the city has been China's capital almost continuously since 1272, when the Mongol ruler Kublai Khan set up his political base there. In 1420, it was made the official capital city of the Ming dynasty, ranging from 1368 to 1644, under the name of Beijing, which means northern capital. The city has become part of the country's remarkable history over the past 8 centuries. In 1949, Beijing became the capital of the People's Republic of China. Since the early 1980s, when China began economic and market reforms under the late Deng Xiaoping, Beijing has become a truly modern international city. As Beijingers pursue the comfort and efficiency of modernization, tradition and history are carefully preserved. Taking pride in its world-renowned cultural heritage, like the Great Wall, Forbidden City, Temple of Heaven, and Summer Palace, Beijing maintains a great wealth of visual testimonies of its past in terms of sculptures, paintings, operas, buildings, furniture, jewelry, fossils, and many other things. Beijing, a fast-changing city with a long history, is an amazing mix of modernization and historical legacy. As you sip a cup of coffee under the golden roofs of the Imperial Palace, or take a rickshaw trip through the high-rise buildings in the Central Business Center, you will find the seamless union of the city's past and present. Chinese universities provide both diploma education and non-diploma education, with the former including senior and junior undergraduate students, master degree students, and PhD students, and the latter including Chinese language trainees and research scholars. Chinese junior and senior high schools receive international students of proper school age. The schools are usually open to international students whose parents are residents in China, while international students whose parents are not residents in China must be officially entrusted by their parents to foreign residents in China or to local Chinese as guardians.
好，一起来，字，蛋，蛇，
As of 2007, 127 institutions are authorized to enroll international students. Among them, 64 are colleges and universities, and 63 are primary and secondary schools. In addition, there are 16 international schools for foreigners residing in Beijing. By 2008, Beijing is expected to receive more than 80,000 international students, the largest international student population in China.
我认为，学习在北京是非常好。
不但那个教育的水平很高，还有很多机会。
因为他们在这儿可能找到他们真的未来。
如果你想认识全世界，从全世界每个国家来的朋友们，你就应该来北京留学。
The school, with qualified and experienced teachers and friendly and reliable administrative staff, is very likely a place where you will make lifelong friends with people from other nations in the world. Students from a mix of nationalities will be your classmates or roommates.
我觉得北京人很热情的欢迎外国人。我每次在马路上散步的时候，可以听到 “hello hello” 那种打招呼的意思。
我喜欢北京的还是人吧，我觉得这里我接触到的人，我的周围的人都特别淳朴啊，我特别喜欢我的朋友，还有我的同学们。
School dormitories and on-campus hotels are located within the university with proximity to all facilities, for example, classrooms, dining halls, sports centers, etc. Off-campus hotels and private apartments are also available. As for food, you can enjoy delicious authentic Chinese foods while keeping your food budget comparatively low at the same time. Generally, 8 to 10 US$ is sufficient for a student to have 3 decent meals every day on campus. There are also other options that can bring this cost further down.
刚来的时候，就是我如果肚子饿的时候，想起来的菜是韩国菜，但是现在肚子饿就是想起来中国菜。比如说什么水煮鱼啊、鱼香茄子，就是很多中国菜都是我很喜欢的。
There are dining halls on campus providing a variety of foods to Chinese and foreign students at very reasonable prices. There are both Asian and Western restaurants in and next to the universities. There are many Chinese dishes that are cooked only with vegetarian ingredients. There is never a shortage of foreign restaurants in Beijing. There are many quality Western restaurants which many students frequent. More in downtown can be found from the restaurant directory. Beijing's bustling nightlife sees hundreds of nightclubs, bars and lounges all over the city, entertaining thousands of club-goers on a nightly basis. Each establishment caters an excellent variety of people, music and drinks. Whether you are looking for a jazz club or the techno or rave scene, or just a lounge or cafe to chill at, you are sure to find it in Beijing.
我觉得中国菜特别好吃，还有中国女孩特别漂亮。我不要回国，我不想嫁。
Many international students choose to study in Beijing because of its unique programs. In addition to the regular classes, the school will offer you various after-class activities and excursions that will make your life and study in Beijing enjoyable.
这个星期天、星期六，我打算去那个长城。
有颐和园、圆明园非常好的地方。
我最喜欢北京的地方就是后海鼓楼附近的小胡同，我特别喜欢逛那边的小胡同。
Many international students in Beijing explore the city and its culture by themselves, so as to maximize their immersion into the Beijing life. The host schools will also organize cultural activities to enrich your Beijing experience and make your life memorable. Just to name a few, such activities may include, but not limited to, the following. Chinese Tea House. You will experience China's exquisite tea culture in a tour to a first-class tea house in Beijing, where the environment will bring you thousands of years back into ancient Chinese history. The audience to the famous tea serving ceremony, as well as a traditional Chinese musical instrument performance, all the while enjoying the sensational aroma and the taste of original Chinese tea. Silk Market Shopping. You can explore one of the most famous shopping areas in Beijing and find an amazing variety of Chinese-style gifts for your family members and friends. Practice your spoken Mandarin through bargaining with Chinese sellers and interacting with local people. Panjiayuan Antique Market Shopping. It's the most famous antique market in China, where you can shop for goods of a variety that will trespass your imagination, ranging from genuine ancient personal artifacts and delicate inherited craft works to refined Chinese paintings and graceful Chinese traditional costumes. Peking Opera performance. Experience the ambience of a traditional Peking Opera theater, which holds more than 200 years of history. Be part of the audience of a classical Peking Opera performance by top Peking Opera masters while enjoying various types of Chinese tea and snacks stemming from different parts of China. Climbing the Great Wall. Of course, no trip to Beijing is complete without a visit to the Great Wall. As the saying goes, if you haven't climbed the Great Wall, you are not a real man. Luckily, you won't have to venture too far from Beijing to get your opportunity to climb. The Great Wall at Badaling is only about a 1-hour drive from the city, but be sure to get there early to avoid the swarms of tourists. And wear good walking shoes. Although the climb at Badaling isn't too rugged, some parts are quite steep. If climbing the Great Wall leaves you famished, don't worry, Beijing offers some delicious cuisine. Be sure to try the city's special offer, Beijing duck.
我非常喜欢吃北京烤鸭。
我很喜欢吃北京烤鸭，因为也在欧洲很有名。
Beijing follows a concentric layout. At the heart of Beijing is the Forbidden City, which lies literally in the city's core. Then there are the ring roads, which encircle the city and are the major commuting arteries. The second and the third ring roads are the main freeway for getting around in the city and downtown. The fourth and the fifth ring roads lies further out and are useful for commuting to the airport and outlying suburbs. When you are in Beijing, there are different options on how to get around. Beijing enjoys 24-hour taxi service. Taxi is the preferred transportation choice for most foreigners because it is not expensive and it's easy to hail one. Beijing's subway is very clean, fast, and quite comfortable. During rush hours, however, the subway is generally crowded. The subway runs every 3 or 5 minutes, daily from 5 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. The smooth and extensive roads of Beijing have given rise to a unique and fascinating tourist service. Pedicab is a good choice for sightseeing, especially for visiting hutoons. China used to be called the Sea of Bicycles, and in Beijing today, they are still a convenient form of transportation for most people in the city. Tourists may also choose to rent a bike and ride into the city's numerous back alleys and hutoons to discover or experience local customs and habits. The long-standing culture of Beijing is strong because of its inclusiveness. People can feel the pulse of the world in this city through the European fashion shops, the international art shows, the internet, the offices of multinational corporations, and most importantly, the people who are earnest about learning new things. Because it has been the epicenter for cultural, educational, tourist, scientific, diplomatic, and political activities in China for centuries, Beijing embraces the world with its hospitality, tolerance, and multiculturalism. Beijing has so much to offer. Welcome to Beijing, and you will surely enjoy your Beijing experience.